Hello everyone and welcome to Retro Today, where we believe the best games are hidden in the past. We all have games in our childhood that when you go back and revisit them, they're not as good as you remember. A particular instance that stands out from my childhood is Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire.
I have very fond memories of this game. Dragon Blade was the first rated T game that I was allowed to play, and it featured a flaming sword, so of course I remember it as the greatest game ever.
So I was surprised when I found out that this game has generally low reviews.
So today, I'll be revisiting Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire and seeing if it's really worth all the low ratings it's gotten over the years.
So Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire is a Wii exclusive game developed by Landho Incorporated and published by D3 Publisher on September 25th, 2007. This game was marketed as an adventure/hack-and-slash game, and also featured motion controls to wield your sword, which wasn't a unique concept for a Wii game, but something that was still relatively new and exciting. That being said, Dragon Blade's motion controls aren't very satisfying. A majority of your attacks can be done by simply shaking the remote. Their motion controls can also be very finicky, and should you need to perform a certain action in combat, you often perform a completely different attack than the one you were trying to perform, which can lead to a lot of frustration when you're trying to deliver a crucial strike. This game also suffers from very linear levels. Pretty much every level in this game is a path with invisible walls. Occasionally a path does jut off so you can find armor scales or additional health and firepower, but you always have to go back to that main path. That is the level. Playing through the game, I noticed that Dragon Blade doesn't have a huge variety of foes to vanquish. Battles can get very repetitive as you repeatedly encounter the same enemies in every level. And some enemies can be nearly impossible to kill due to faulty game mechanics, like these spiders! You gotta slash down to hit them, but you can't slash down consistently! Ah! These spiders are a real pain in the... As far as bosses go, they're not too bad. Each battle is unique and challenging in a different way. However, each boss fight is very formulaic, and once you discover the attack pattern, defeating them can be fairly easy, if you can manage to consistently hit them with these funky controls, that is. Let's talk about the plot. In the Dragon Blade universe, there was once a land that was divided by war. Then, thanks to the help of a dragon named Valthorion, peace was brought to the land and a glorious kingdom was made under the rule of said dragon. A few years later, 6 of Valthorion's loyal followers are convinced by the evil dragon, Vorminax, to defeat Valthorion and divide his powers and the kingdom amongst themselves. However, one of the followers regretted his part in destroying Valthorion and decided to take his piece of the dragon's power in the form of a flaming sword and go into hiding with the intention to one day use the sword to strike back against Vorminax and the other 5 followers. But he never gets a chance to because, regrettably, he dies. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Enter Dahl. Yep, that's his name. Dahl. An ancestor of the dragon follower Diffractor. Being the new master of the Flaming Sword, he begins his quest to claim the other 5 powers of the dragon to form the Dragon Blade, with the hopes of using it to vanquish evil from the land. As far as plot goes, that's it really. Besides actually going through the motions of actually destroying all evil dragons and men, there is no real plot twists or turns, but just a straight path right up until the end. And even though hack-and-slash games aren't necessarily expected to have complicated plots, this story really could have used a few of those twists and turns to keep me more invested in the game. Because the graphics certainly weren't doing it. I mean, just look at this! These graphics are like they're PlayStation 1 quality. And yeah, the Wii's not a graphics powerhouse by any means. But you know what came out a few months before this game? The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and that game looks pretty good, even by today's standards. So yeah, there's no excuse for Dragon Blade's lack of visual appeal. To end on a positive note, probably my favorite thing about this game is the power-ups you obtain along your journey. With each power you obtain, you earn a new flaming dragon limb that you can summon in combat and inflict immense damage to your enemies. It's so satisfying! Among these power-ups are 2 dragon arms that you can use to crush your opponents, wings that give you a dash attack and a double jump at the cost of firepower, a dragon head that you can use to spit fire, and, my personal favorite, a tail which acts like a flaming whip. Because of my own nostalgia for it, I still like Dragon Blade, but I see that the low ratings for this game are well-founded, So because of the overall poor quality of the game, but yet managing to keep me invested with the power-ups and unique boss fights, I personally give this game an overall rating of 3 out of 6 Dragon Shards.
Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on Dragon Blade Breath of Fire for the Nintendo Wii. But I would like to hear what you think, so tell me, have you played this game? Did you enjoy it? Leave your answers in the comments below. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to help grow my channel, please click right here to subscribe to my channel for future videos that I release. Also, don't be afraid to give me any suggestions for future videos. I really appreciate your input. Thank you for watching. You're awesome. Have a great day.